My name's Adam Hills. Welcome to Spicks and Specks, the music quiz show that replaced Electric Light Orchestra with an energy-saving alternative. Our two team captains each and every week are the bat out of hell, Alan Bro, and the straight out of Compton, Miff Warhurst. Alan's first guest tonight is an Oz music icon who's won 4 ARIA awards, had 2 #1 albums, and shares his name with a type of engine. Thankfully, it's not the Wankel rotary engine. Please welcome Diesel. Welcome, sir. Alan's second team member tonight is a comedian who has eschewed her hard-living ways and embarked on a TV series about a spiritual journey. She's gone from Bundy to Buddhism, from vodka to voodoo, from regurgitation to reincarnation. Please welcome Judith Lucy. His first guest tonight is an American trumpet player who mixes jazz and pop into a unique sound that's brought him 5 Grammy nominations and 4 #1 jazz albums in the US. He's as smooth and cool as the bottom of a baby penguin. Please welcome Chris Botti. His final guest is a comedian who has a passion for 80s music and dance. He believes that new romantics never get old, they just need a little blue pill to help them get more romantic. Please welcome Damien Callanan. Now, welcome everyone. There's a lovely connection between both Chris and Diesel. You both started playing music at a very young age. Diesel, is it true that you didn't have a guitar as a kid, so you made guitar noises in your bedroom?
In my bedroom and in the play yard, if I could find another guitar buddy at school, you know. That sort of thing.
So it was more than like chicka bow wow,
No,
chicka bow.
No.
But I'm really disappointed that you actually then went and got a guitar. I'd like to hear you just doing the noises now.
Well, it's bound to happen sooner or later. I'll end up with no gear on stage at one point, or everything will break and I'll have to make the sound with my mouth. You know?
I actually saw him coming into the car park before going... You
know. So your mum would walk past your bedroom and hear you making guitar noises?
Well, I probably did it at the dinner table and got told to stop that.
See, if my mum had walked past my bedroom when I was 14...
Let's not go there.
She would have been happy to hear guitar noise.
Jeff and Alan are going to pick a topic. Everybody will be quizzed on that topic. Your choices tonight are gangster rap, Renaissance, American Songbook, and sounds like the 90s. Miff, you can pick the first topic tonight.
Well, I think we have to go American Songbook.
Yeah, sure.
Makes perfect sense. Alan?
We'll go sounds like the 90s, please.
Sure. We'll start with American Songbook. Everyone on your buzzers. Let's play Spicks and Specks. First question for 1 point. To whom was Ira Gershwin referring when he said, "I never knew how good our songs were until I heard her sing them"? Yes.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes, it was Ella Fitzgerald. First point of the game. Next question for 2 points. For his 1993 Duets album, Frank Sinatra managed to record over a dozen American Songbook standards without sharing the studio with any of his guests. Have a listen to these snippets. Name both guest vocalists.
All summer long
we sang a song,
and then we strolled on the golden sand.
Ooh, you've gone off a bit early, but yes.
What's his name? To all the girls I've loved before.
Yeah.
Demis Roussos.
Or Willie Nelson. Demis Roussos. Now, I would pay money to see Sinatra and Demis Roussos had done
That would be awesome.
You wouldn't have been able to see Sinatra. Because Demis
That's
Roussos...
why he couldn't be in the studio with him.
Oh, right, because he was too big.
I'd pay money to see all the girls Demis Roussos has loved before.
He'll under his caftan. He's still loving them. Yeah.
I'll give you the point for Julio Iglesias. I'll let you guys listen to the rest of it, because there's another one on the way.
Oh, OK.
Sweetie pie.
Sweetie pie.
Barbra Streisand?
Barbra Streisand it is, 1 point each.
I just did a duet with her last week, so I know.
What? Hello.
You say that again. You just.
I played at the White House in January, and Barbra Streisand was there in front of all the presidents that I played in front of. And she said, "Chris, let's do a duet." And so we did a duet last week.
You've touched
Look, now you're just showing off.
What are you doing here?
Finally, for 3 points, we all know Cole Porter gets a kick out of you, but what 3 things does he not get a kick out of? Yes.
Champagne?
No.
Yes, champagne's one of them.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of... No, that's one of them.
So 3 things Cole Porter doesn't get a kick out of. Champagne is one. I'm going to throw it to this side.
On a plane, he doesn't get a kick?
Yes,
out of
air
that?
travel. I get no kick on a plane.
Cocaine.
Cocaine, thank you. That's the other one I was looking for. Now, Chris, were you making trumpet noises at a young age?
Well, when you play the trumpet... I started at 9 playing the trumpet, yeah.
Right.
But when you play the trumpet for the first 30 or 40 years, you suck, basically.
But you're supposed to blow when you play the trumpet, so...
Sing.
But I don't want to ask your age, but you kind of look like you possibly haven't been playing the trumpet for 30 or 40 years. Which...
I'm 48.
Oh, so you're just about to stop sucking?
Must have been pretty amazing though, because you were straight.
Must have been, or now?
Well, you say that it takes 40 years to get good, but you were taken out of university to go and play with Sinatra. Like,
Yeah, I dropped out of college. I call my mom and dad and say, after 3.5 years in college, I'm leaving to go on the road with Frank Sinatra for 3 weeks. Goodbye. And just took all the money they spent on college and flushed it down the toilet and left and went on the road.
And what was it like the first time you played in front of Sinatra?
I went to the gig, got there in Los Angeles. In he walks with his entourage for the sound check, and it was a big coming out kind of record for him with Quincy Jones, and everyone was there at the gig. Nelson Riddle Orchestra, and I stood up to take my first solo, and the trumpet really was coming towards me like this. I was so nervous, right? And I play the solo, and at the end of the solo, Frank Sinatra said, "Nice solo, kid." And that's all it took for me to have the head the size of Australia, right? I was so confident at that moment. I went right up to Mr. Sinatra, introduced myself. You know, I was like, "Hello, Mr. Sinatra, I'm Chris Bodie from Oregon," like he cares. And his assistant walked up to me and said, "Don't bother Mr. Sinatra anymore." I thought we were gonna have blondes and Scotch driving in a convertible somewhere.
Let's move on to sounds like the 90s. Your first question for 1 point. In 1994, The Lion King taught us the phrase Hakuna Matata. What does it mean?
No worries.
Yeah, sorry?
No worries?
It means no worries. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, Hakuna Matata is a local phrase meaning no worries. Or if you've had a few beers, you can say no wuckin' matatas.
That's in the porn version of the Lion King called the Loin King.
Next question. The album Nevermind was a massive hit for Nirvana in 1991. Its biggest single was Smells Like Teen Spirit. For 2 points, name 2 other singles from the album. Yes.
Lithium.
Yes.
And...
Come As You Are.
And Come As You Are. Yes, 2 points out of 2. Well done.
we just got to get in there.
3 points alive. Your final question. Name the 3 films of the 90s that these tracks are most closely associated with. Yes.
Titanic was in there. The
Titanic was My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion song that sounds like cats wailing.
The Steven Tyler space movie when he did...
Yes.
Tyler, what's it called? They go up in space and, come on, help me out.
It was a meteorite that was heading towards Earth and they had to go up and explode it in Brazil.
Yeah. God, I never watched those movies.
It was as if the end of the world was coming.
Armageddon!
There it is. Yes. And what was the first one?
No idea.
I don't know.
Do you guys know?
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
4 Weddings and a Funeral. Yes, it is. There's love is all around. Wait. The amazing thing about you, Chris, is that you two are something like 300 days a year, is that right?
Yeah.
And up until recently, you actually didn't even have a home.
I went 8 of the last 10 years with no residence, no mailing address, just one carry-on bag, a suitcase, and my trumpet.
And a shopping trolley.
What's
Did you think about hotels, or
What's that?
did you think about staying in hotels?
No, yeah, that's what I
you
did.
did?
Yeah. No, I didn't sleep on the street.
Okay, sorry. Genuinely feeling sorry for you from that.
It wasn't like, playing with Sinatra or Streisand at night and then getting in the car going, just drop me on any corner, that'll be... Although you've had a similar thing to that happen in Amsterdam, though.
Well, yeah, it was the Queen's birthday, and it's a very big... Oh, we didn't know this, but it's one of probably the biggest holiday of the whole year. They love their Queen.
Yeah.
And we got there and our little innkeeper had given our rooms to someone else because we checked in so late. So we just gave up and we ended up just roaming the streets. And because this Queen's birthday, it's a tradition to throw everything out like furniture, clothes, just everything that you want to purge from your house out in the street. So we'd end up just like slumping on these thrown away sofas and stuff until the sun came up.
See,
That's just every weekend for me.
So they celebrate their queen by having a hard rubbish collection.
Finally a chance to get a real guitar.
Yeah.
and that's a brave man that sleeps on a couch on the sidewalk in Amsterdam.
Well, I did have a knife pulled on me there once.
Yeah, but the Dutch is so polite.
Yeah,
Would have
he
been-
was,
I'm
actually.
sure I pulled the knife on you, but...
Do you have any money?
Do you have cash?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, do you want the knife? At the end of the first round, the scores are Miff, Chris, Damien are on 4 points, Alan, Diesel, Jude, 8 points. Teams have to buzz in and identify the tunes being performed live in the studio. Tonight, your songs are being played in the retro Bollywood style of the Bombay Royale. Song 1, please.
Shakira?
It's not Shakira, no.
Oh, it's not?
You're Independent Woman.
It's Independent Woman by Destiny Child.
Beyonce.
Song 2, please. Yes.
You can ring my bell.
Yes, it's Ring My Bell. There it was. Next song, please. Yes.
Golden Earring, Radar Love.
Yes! Final song, please.
सामने पीछे रे ऊपर नीचे रे सामने पीछे रे ऊपर नीचे रे ओ पाखी मैं तेरे पीछे करूं ओ पाखी.
Yes.
Roadrunner.
Yes, the theme from Roadrunner. Would you please thank Bombay Royale? At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, Chris, Damien on 5 points, Alan, Diesel, Jude, 11 points.
Sorry.
I'm going to read out a misheard lyric. You have to buzz in and tell me the song that the correct lyric is from. Here is your first one. Sitting on the Doctor's eBay. Yes.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. Yes, well done. Shake your group ring.
Shake your groove thing.
Shake your groove.
Shake your group thing, Peaches and Heather. We don't veto mass mutation.
And we don't want no education from...
We don't need no education. From Brick in the Wall.
Another Brick in the Wall, part 2, Pink Floyd. Right, your bladder went right. Yes.
Right, you bloody well right, Supertramp.
Yes.
Come on, like some decisive.
No. I'm starting to wonder why I'm bothering. I might actually just sit here like this.
In case a plane comes in.
Exactly.
You just danced like Bollywood style then. That was amazing.
I just, any kind of dance, it's in my blood. It's a gift. I know nothing about music, but dance. Try and stop me.
We've got it.
Continue.
Next misheard lyric. Lacking tact, I want my... Sorry. Yes.
Black is black.
Yes, by Los Bravos. And finally, we crammed our thongs together with ambitious thighs.
Suspicious Minds.
Yes.
Or a line from The Loin King.
Hey. I've actually got, before we move on to the next round, I've got a question for you, Diesel. I don't know how much you remember, like 1988.
Bits.
Yeah, bits. Back in 1988, round about that time, was your first single "I Don't Need Love"?
Yeah,
Was
I
that
think it was,
87,
yeah, the end
88?
of 88. And the album came out in 89. So.
Do you remember getting some really weird phone calls from someone who used to hang up?
No, I don't.
1988. I think I recorded your song on the video recorder. No, on one of your road cases, there was a phone number, and we put it on slow, pause, and then fast forward and pause again. And somehow I think I managed to get your phone number, and I used to call it.
Did you have any kind of plan? You
plan.
thought it through it all. I mean, if Diesel had actually picked up the phone, would it have been a bit
I
of
would have
how
screamed
about
and
it?
cried. I think I probably would have screamed and cried, and that would have been it.
Can I say that having done quite often a bit of screaming and crying when I've called a man, it doesn't work. A little tip for all the ladies out there. I know you think going makes you pretty hot, but no.
What makes you hot is if you dance like this.
Oh.
At the end of that round, the scores are Miss Chris Damien, 8 points. Alan, Diesel, Jude, 14 points.
And we've scored both an artistic and a moral victory.
One member of each team will be singing well-known songs using the words of an unrelated piece of text. Your teammates have to identify those songs. Diesel, you'll be singing for Alan and Judith, and you'll be taking your lyrics from The Posing Handbook by Ken Dutton and Ron Laura.
Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diesel!
Routine reflected the extraordinarily powerful physique he possessed in his victory pose. Reminiscent of Reeves was given a new twist when he struck the pose. With his back to the audience, his awesome size was in a sense in a pose. He simply walked on the stage, could only had to stand there to bring the audience to his feet, representing the epitome of mass and shape.
Substitute by the Who.
It's Substitute by The Who. Next song, please.
With back to the judges, latissimus, dorsal muscles are contracted and spread as widely as possible, as in the front fat.
Oh,
Yes.
teach your children well.
Yes, by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Final song, please.
Pumping should always be done in moderation. Remember that you will need to stand pump for a long period during the prejudging, and you do not want to become exhausted and lose your pump altogether. Some bodybuilders, such as Bill Pearl, have claimed to need only 5 minutes or so for the process.
You had me at pumped. right on the tip of my tongue by that man there.
Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Diesel! Damien, you'll be singing for Miff and Chris, and you'll be taking your lyrics from 3 Lifetimes of Dairying in Victoria.
Yes, I will.
That's your songs, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Callanan.
Throughout John's life, his dairy in Victoria had relied mainly on human and animal muscle power. But the factories used steam power, boom, boom, generated.
Yes.
Tainted Love.
Indeed it was.
Tainted Love by Soxdale.
Yeah.
A good singing voice.
Thank you. Means a lot coming from a trumpet player.
Next song, please.
A blowland was placed under the silverhead by yo. Heated for as long as almost 20 minutes. The intake valve was spring-loaded and operated. But suction only, but the valve required K. Whoa, to drive a separator. Oh yeah, to drive a separator. Oh yeah, drive a separator. Yeah, separator.
You guys know it?
I'll let Miff and Chris have a... Do you know it? Okay, yes?
Mental as anything, lips are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Its nips are getting bigger by mental as anything. Final song, please, Damien.
I might just start with the dance so we know.
That's good.
Bulk collection of milk meant no direct saving. If in fact involved an added cost, right, of provided slack and cool. Could make it now. Frequent trips to collect milk from yo.
Oh, hang on, I'll let Miff's team have a go. Do you know it?
It's Duran Duran.
Yes, it is Duran Duran.
It's
Whoa, local dairy farm,
Union of
local dairy
Planet Earth, that's what I was looking for. Damien Callanan. At the end of that round, Miff, Chris, Damien are on 10 points. Alan, Diesel, Jude, 18 points. Team, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start. Your questions start now. Kylie Minogue named her 2010 album after which Greek goddess? Yes.
Aphrodite?
Yes, it was Aphrodite.
I know.
Iggy Pop's Real Wild Child is a cover of what Johnny O'Keefe hit?
The wild one.
I'm a wild one.
Wild One, yes. What resounding piano chord does the Beatles' A Day in the Life end on?
E.
What? Which one? Who?
E, isn't it? An E major?
It's E major, yes. Which Marsalis brother was heavily involved in Sting's, yes?
Branford.
Branford Marsalis in the Dream of the Blue Turtles album.
That's a jazz question. Thank you.
Have a listen to this, name the song.
Manfred Mann.
Yep.
Queen the Eskimo.
Oh, it's not quite...
Mighty Queen,
The Mighty Queen, there it
Queen.
is.
well done.
What marsupial lends its name to an indie Liverpool three-piece? Yes.
The Wombats.
Yes, Wombat. In which musical would you find Harry the Horse, Big Jewel and Nicely Nicely Johnson?
Guys and Dolls.
Yes. Starting in 1967, which town hosts Switzerland's largest annual jazz festival?
Montreux.
Sorry, these guys buzzed, I'm afraid. Yes?
Montreux.
Montreux it is. Back in 1979, which band wanted to be sedated? Yes?
The Ramones.
The Ramones. And your final question. In the chart-topping band LMFAO, what do the L, M, A and O stand for?
Laugh my
Arse off.
ass off.
Laugh my ass off. Yes, well done. At the end of the show, the final scores were Miff, Chris, Damien ended up on 14 points. Alan, Diesel, Judith won the day, 24 points. Would you please thank all our guests for tonight? Diesel, Judith Lucy, Chris Botti and Damien Callanan. And of course, our two team captains, Alan Blow and Mick Warhurst. To close the show tonight, the Bombay Royale are back to help us relive the slam and surf and funk sounds of 1960s Bollywood films with one of their own tunes, You, Me, Bullet, Love. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, Australia.
See